Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Widgets and Wonders. This is my show about great products from small companies. Now today we're going to take a look at an update to a product I've shown off before, which is the Shapeshift. Now the Shapeshift is a miniature storage and carrying system that instead of using magnets uses locking bars. And I've used this in the past to carry really fiddly miniatures when I'm traveling. So for instance, my Dark Age collection, my Wrath of Kings, I've used it for Frostgrave, I've used it for everything from War Machine and Hordes to Age of Sigmar. Anytime you got miniatures that you don't want to pack into a case and have any pressure applied to them by foam or even just rattling around, the Shapeshift is where it's at. So the original Shapeshift and the Shapeshift Evo are a small cube format, and I'll show you those too, so you can see the difference between the old one and the new one. But this is the Shapeshift Overlord, which is a full army size carrying case, and in fact the one I have is a Overlord Travel Edition, which is designed dimensionally to fit into standard overhead luggage style things, or as carry-on luggage basically on aircraft, because I travel so much. That's the one I was sent. And what's really cool about it is it'll carry, well, you'll see how much I packed into it. It'll carry not just an army, typically a collection of models. And this is, I packed a lot into it. So let's take a look at it. This is the Shapeshift Overlord from Phobos Foundry. So here's my original much-loved Shapeshift, which has traveled many places with me, as you can see from the stickers, from I believe 2016. And this, you can see here, the original system. It's not totally full right now, but it's got my Dark Age stuff in it still. A wing nut locking system for the arms. I actually cut down a piece of it too so that I could fit more miniatures. It's all got all my Forsaken miniatures in it for Dark Age. And two sections, two slotting and locking trays. And this is the original one. There is a new version that's called the Evo as well, which is even more robust for holding your stuff together. But that's the original one. And this over here is the Overlord. So you can see, carries significantly more stuff. Now it uses the same type of locking bands. You can see rubber bumpered, and you get lots of them. So the rubber bumpers help grip the base of your miniature. And then it uses a bolt and nut system. And I'll show you how that all goes together when I open it up. You get plenty of these, plenty of the arms, and extra Allen keys. But instead of using wing nuts now, it actually uses an Allen key system for opening and closing it, which is great because I've actually, my big hands have basically caused issues with that in the past. So you can see here, this is the interior of the case now. Now what I've done is I've actually put my entire Trollblood, Circle, and Mercenaries collections of miniatures from Privateer Press in here. And there's two sides. So that was the first side. The other side zips open. And here's the other side. So you can see that on 4 trays, oops, I've put in all my Circle, actually sorry, and my Cygnar for Company of Iron as well. All my Trolls, whoop, and then over here, all of Mercenaries. And it holds everything from big guys, like my Galleon, to piles and piles of little guys. Now what's slick about this is for the rail system on the sides, what's been done is they've used a form cast rail system in plastic. So these are nice and strong, they're very robust, and they're stitched directly onto the interior of the case. But it means that you've got lots of rail options for how high you want your models to be, like, basically put in here to get the kind of optimum amount of storage. So the Galleon obviously takes a lot of space, but I have the ability to even lift these guys higher if I need to get more clearance. So I want to put something even bigger on the bottom, basically. Now you can see here, I'll use you guys as an example. The rail system does not have wing nuts like the old one did. So here, wing nuts, and several times, because of the twisting motion moving your hands, I've broken models off by not being smart. By not having small hands and getting too close to the miniatures, I've snapped off like the odd arm and stuff like that. Who is it that I've broken before? I think I've broken you. No, you. That little mace right there's gotten snapped off and glued back on a couple times. Not by any fault of the design of the machine, but because I have big hands and I'm trying to get in there and get stuff. Now the new system instead uses a Allen key. So I'm never near the miniatures when I'm unlocking it. I'm just loosening the bolt, and on the bottom I'll show you the bolts are actually held in by a nice groove, so you don't have to have two sides. And you'll notice it has a gimbal on the Allen key too, so if you need to twist it or bend it slightly while you're turning to get in between the miniatures, you can. And then once it's open, oh, it's hard to do with my left hand. There we go. Not doing things with my stupid hand now. And these guys can all come out. And you can see here when I flip it over, oh geez, I'm taking a tablecloth with me. Try it again. Stupid left hands. These are in a slot, so it holds the nuts tight while they're being loosened. But you don't want to loosen them too much, because obviously they will drop off the bottom. And then when you're done, put them back in, slide it tight. Now let's see if I can do this. No, I can't, because I actually hold it with one hand while I screw with the other one. But you can see here there's some give to the rails, so they hold it nice and snug and keep your miniatures from falling out. And I was able to do, if I wasn't worried about the rail, so like for instance on these, because they can get nice and snug to this because they're kind of in the middle of their base, I could do 7 across on a 30 mil base, but about 6 is what you're safely doing. To put them through here on a 25 mil base, you probably get 7 to pack them in there. But you can really pack a lot of models in here. Just got to make sure there's about a 1/4 inch of like loose space on the sides, just so that they don't hit these bad boys. And you're ready to rock and roll. So there it is. You also get a handy carrying strap. And one other option is you can also use magnets. And I'll show you how that works in a second. So people liked the idea of the physical tray, but some people also wanted a magnetic option. And for the magnetic trays, what you do is use the rails to hold in a metal sheet, and then you can put some magnet stuff down. I'll install one of these and show you how that works. So you can see it's easy enough to convert over to a magnetic system. Simply take the rails off, put the the metallic bands down with the non-slip side up, and then crank down 2 of the bumpers on either side, and away you go. You've got a magnetic carry system as well that will fit in just about anywhere you want. So either or, and you can even do a combination. You can have some of your guys on the magnetic lifters, some of them on rail systems, and you can use the Shapeshift Overlord to carry whatever you need. As you can see here, I took out some of the troll stuff to make room for these guys, and it obviously uses far less of these bands if you need extra ones, if you're going to use them as a magnetic system. So that also is an option. You get lots of extra hardware and lots of extra little Allen keys too in the system, just in case you need them, if you want to keep them safe in here so you can get your guys out when you're ready to play. So there it is, the Shapeshift Overlord with both magnetic and bumper rail technology. Definitely love the fact that it went to an Allen key system, as much as I love my original Shapeshift. The wing nuts, while easier to install, did mean that I was fiddling with stuff really near to the miniatures, and as I am clumsy, that caused incidents. So it's really nice to be able to get in there with the, it's obviously not easy for me to do with my left hand, but get in there with the Allen keys around the miniatures to make that happen. So there it is, the Shapeshift. So there you go, another great product from a small company. Now, if you know of a product that you think deserves more attention, you can have them email me at gorillminiaturegames@gmail.com or Facebook message me at facebook.com/outofthebasement into the streets, and I'll put it in front of as many people as possible. So we'll see you next Sunday for another Widgets and Wonders. Until next time, I'm Ash. Happy wargaming. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to support the channel, of course, like and subscribe and hit the little bell below to get notifications when I post future content. I do post stuff 7 days a week. If you want to support the channel further, you can, of course, buy a t-shirt through Spreadshirt, buy a measuring gauge or objective markers from Death Ray Designs, or, of course, most importantly, there is Patreon. Patreon is what makes all this possible, keeps the lights on, pays for the studio costs, pays for the equipment, model costs, and everything else, and most importantly, puts food in my kids' bellies and a roof over their heads. Big thanks to everyone, past, future, who supported me. I do this stuff because of you guys, and of course, I will continue doing it as long as I can.